Hello again to all the no doubt extraordinary people subscribe to this YouTube channel. Welcome back, everybody. HemingwayLand.com, your source for quality, affordable land. This is our preview, the weekly preview of all the properties going live on the website for tomorrow, Friday, July the 16th, 2021. Shockingly, people, I have nothing to either announce or complain about this week. So in the midst of my excitement to debut these new properties, I'm just going to cut through the video here and start thanking all the people who bought land from us these past 7 days. A list which includes, by the way, Mateus, Ashley, and Kenesha, all who bought land from us in Socorro County. Thank you to them. And Thomas, who purchased not one, nay, two properties from us in Pahrump, Nye County, Nevada. So thank you to all of this week's buyers. I am excited, as I noted earlier, because we are back, finally back, in the state of Colorado, as you can no doubt tell from the state flag here, as well as the thumbnail in the video. Finally back in the Rocky Mountain State with two properties down in the south central portion of the state. One more of a recreational property, the other more of a residential property. Let's get to them in that order. First up, guys, we got our first property in Canejos County. Canejos down here, as noted, south central, just north of New Mexico. This one, really nice. I was very excited to get this one. Pre-staked, riverfront. People, let me say that again. Riverfront lot with power close by. This one is CJCO 1051. It's right outside Alamosa in the Alamosa River Estate subdivision. It's a 0.20 acre property. And let me be clear about this, people. And I know some of you are thinking, you don't need to be clear. There's a decimal. I understand it. It's not 20 acres. You may understand it, but you would be shocked how many do not. So let me say this again. Not 20 acres. 1/5 of 1 acre, priced at $15,000. Anyway, guys, when we bring it up on the map, so let me quickly say this. I'm pulled out a little bit here. I just want to give you a sense. The property sits right here along the Alamosa River. Nearest town is Capulan. Capulan is a little bit of a small town. Your nearest major town is up here, Alamosa, northeast of the property along the 285, roughly about 30 minutes away. Nonetheless, you got some really great attractions out here. Terrace Reservoir right here, Lahara Reservoir just off the map over this way. Blah, blah. Whatever the case, when we zoom in on the map, guys, this property is located, as I said earlier, in the Alamosa River Estate subdivision, which is basically all of this area that you see right here. And one of the nice things about this region, not just the property, but the region itself, is that there are no covenants, there are no restrictions, no HOA, no annual dues, and no time limit to build. And as you can see, it's a little more developed just north of the river up here. But as noted, no covenants, no restrictions. So what you see up here, the kind of lack of uniformity in some of these home sites is, well, you know, fair indication of the fact that you can do pretty much whatever you want out here. Tiny home, shipping container home, any kind of unconventional domicile, etc. You will also notice some RVs parked in this area, camping up here. This property, the subject property, of course, is one that you can develop as a home site, but it is also great as a recreational camping property because, in case I didn't mention, it sits right off the river, guys. You got about 50 feet of road frontage up here on the north end and about 50 feet of river frontage down here on the south end. So you can approach this way in your car or this way in your pontoon boat. Anyway, guys, let me pull up the photos here in the gallery. So this is one of the nearby home sites. This is another, and this is another. And I'm showing you this to, again, hammer home the fact that there is a kind of lack of aesthetic conformity in this region. You could build a really nice house, a log cabin home, or you can live out of a train car, as apparently someone may be doing or was doing at one point. Anyway, really, oh, and by the way, you can keep some livestock. These are the neighbors. Look at these guys. Anyway, really nice region. Power and underground utilities about 500 feet from the subject property. By the way, the subject property right here, underground utilities basically up in about this area. That's about 500 feet. That's what I'm showing you right there. But a nice area because, as you can see from the photos, very lush, very green, a lot of trees. I don't know that we've ever had a property in the continental U.S. anyway that was this lush and this green. Of course, it sits right by a body of water, so one usually happens when the other is well, you get the point. Anyway, the other nice thing about this property, guys, as you will see from the photos, is that it is pre-staked lot, which means you will not have to drop $1,000 or more getting the property surveyed. There's property boundary marker number 3. There's property boundary marker number 4. And additionally, when you don't have to order a survey in Canejos County, that also means you don't have to be told, we'll get out there in 4 months because we're really backed up with work, which is what we heard when we asked about a survey. Don't get me started. Anyway, lush green property, some nice trees out here, etc., etc. I will let you guys peruse the photo gallery in your own time. I do, however, just want to skip ahead to, yes, you guessed it, the river. The Alamosa River right here. This is normally the part in the video where I pretend like I know something about fish because I Googled something 10 seconds before the video. I will not do that, guys. I will not insult your intelligence. It's transparently, I know nothing about fish whenever I discuss them in these videos. Whatever the case, it's a river, it's got fish, knock yourself out, and it's right there on the property. Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, guys, I will let you explore this one on your own time. We will have a drone video up on the page, and this right here is the subject property leading back to the river. Anyway, so great recreational property or one that you can develop as a home site out here. Next up, guys, we are back in, again, South Central Colorado, this time in Alamosa County. This is mobile and modular friendly lot with power close by. This one is ALCO-1852, located in the Deer Valley Meadows. It is a scooch under 2 acres, 1.73 to be exact, priced at $3,500. So this one sits just about 10 minutes east of Alamosa. This is Alamosa right here, so the first property is kind of down this way. This property is right here, 10 minutes east of Alamosa, just right here along the 160. It is also noteworthy because it sits about 10 minutes south of two great attractions in this region. One, the Zapata Falls, and number two, the Great Sand Dunes National Park. For the record, for those of you who have never seen sand dunes or the town of Alamosa, we've got photos up on the listing page of both the town itself as well as the sand dunes out here, Great Sand Dunes National Park. So you'll be able to get a sense of both of those things. Anyway, back to this. So, the property sits right here in the Deer Valley Meadows subdivision. This one is located out here. Now, guys, people, if we zoom in on the map, you're going to see some developed home sites out here. Some nice homes. This area is zoned in such a way where it allows for single-family residences, mobile and modular homes. There are people who sell properties in this region who claim that this land is RV friendly and you can park an RV out here 6 months of the year. That is a little bit true, yes. But when you spend some time learning about the zoning, what you find is that they make it pretty difficult. I don't think they actually want you to RV on this property for 6 months based on the hoops they set up for you to jump through in Alamosa County. We have a PDF about that on the website. We have more documentation there. Whatever the case, this is all my way of saying this is more of a residential lot, more of a place that you come and you develop a home site on. Of course, as noted, it's ideally located just right outside Alamosa. Hey, I know. Let me show you pictures from the actual land itself. So, property sits here along Gold Drive, well-maintained roads in this region. It's a subdivision. This, by the way, is Mount Blanca in the background. Property sits in the shadows of Mount Blanca. These are the nearby power lines, roughly about 500 feet away. Anyway, it sits in the subdivision Deer Valley Meadows. This one has no covenants, no restrictions as well, no HOA, no annual dues, so on and so forth. That being said, zoning out here is it's a fairly draconian zoning ordinance manual that I was reading through to try to understand Alamosa County better. So yes, technically you could RV on the property, but you need a physical address. The property needs a physical address, and you need some kind of septic system installed on the property. It's called something OTWS or something like that. Anyway, we have more on that on the listing page itself. Whatever the case, if you do choose to live out here to develop the property, as noted, power only about 500 feet away. Some great locations nearby, not just those national parks that I mentioned, but also some wildlife refuges, some lakes that are nearby. And, of course, it's Colorado, so plenty of mountains, plenty of forests, plenty of places to hike and climb and hunt and fish and whatnot. Anyway, and, of course, some gorgeous scenery out here. Additionally, being only 10 minutes away from Alamosa, you're very close to not only just the town, but also things like the local hospital that's out here, the nearby Walmart, grocery supplies, so on and so forth. We've got photos of it all to prove that to you guys. Anyway, so this one, also good property, just for a different type of buyer. Anyway, so that's what's going live on the website this week, guys, in Colorado. Very excited to finally be back in the Rocky Mountain State, have these properties here, and we're buying more right now. We're in escrow on a few more, so looking forward to that. We'll be back next week with more properties in New Mexico. Thanks for watching, everybody.